The South China Sea has been the subject of conflict fears in recent years as the US and other nations attempt to stop China's aggressive militarization of the region. President Donald Trump has sent US vessels into the contested waters in an attempt to deter Beijing's forces, with experts warning this could lead to an accidental conflict. America's actions in the South China Sea could become Joe Biden's responsibility soon. The New York Times reported last month that there is a risk of increased hostility given China's recent rhetoric. The report said, "The militaristic tone reflects the hawkishness of Xi. The risk is that the propaganda could translate into more provocative actions." Recent military moves in the South China Sea and the Taiwan Strait raise the possibility of actual clashes, intended or not. Mr. Biden has warned he will be tough on China after he is to win the presidency. Liz Economy, a senior fellow at Stanford University's Hoover Institution and the Council on Foreign Relations, said this week, "I think the most significant China-related policy shifts in a Biden administration may be a renewed commitment to U.S. leadership in addressing global challenges such that China cannot capture and contort the global governance system to suit its narrow interests." She also said, "Greater consultation with our allies and partners to forge a consistent and coherent China strategy is needed." He added, "Recalibration of the U.S.-China relationship that could include re-establishing the bilateral dialogue and exploring areas of common purpose in order to avoid the relationship spiraling into a Cold War." Last year, experts on Chinese politics Carrie Brown warned communications between the Chinese and U.S. military are worse than that seen in the Cold War. He told, "At the moment dialogue between the U.S. and China military to military is poor. Some people say that it's worse than between the USSR and the U.S. during the Cold War. There was a lot more contact then than there is now with China, therefore misunderstandings are horribly, horribly possible." Absolutely conflict could ensure that's the First World War scenario that the Japanese Prime Minister spoke about a few years ago. All you need is one trigger or another to create a chain of tension. There is plenty of scope for misunderstanding. I think in the last 10 years there have been a few near misses and close encounters between US and Chinese ships. You just need one of those to go amiss. There was one instance where I think ships passed within 10 meters of each other. It's simple to see how scenarios like that can escalate. Meanwhile, Taiwan is concerned that they will lose crucial U.S. support in their standoff against Beijing in the South China Sea after Joe Biden won the 2020 election. The former Vice President Joe Biden beat President Donald Trump in the U.S. election by 290 Electoral College votes to 214, according to the Associated Press. Now Taiwan has expressed concerns that a Biden presidency will see them lose out on the Trump administration's close partnership with the country. Mr. Trump's hardline stance against China led to arms deals with Taiwan, and sanctions levied against Beijing for human rights violations and other infractions. Due to Mr. Biden's less severe tone on China in the lead-up to the election, Taiwan officials fear a Biden administration would be more conciliatory towards Beijing at the expense of Taiwan. Carrie K. Gershanik, a visiting scholar at Taiwan's National Chengchi University, told Mr. Biden has no specific policy for deepening ties with Taiwan. Gershanik expressed concern about Washington's Taiwan policy if Biden were to pick a similar team of advisors as those who served during the Obama administration. Some critics believe the Obama administration delayed arms sales to Taiwan and largely stood by as China increased its military activities in the South China Sea. He added, "There is little in Biden's campaign rhetoric or party platform that tells us how his administration will deal with democratic Taiwan or the increasingly threatening, totalitarian China."